Wait, I'm going to be talking about the new Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness trailer. Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness trailer. Yes? Yes. Spoilers, by the way. Spoilers for any and every Marvel movie if you haven't seen, especially Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. And I know if I should do with the glasses on or glasses off. Let me see. Glasses off. I'm supposed to be doing a face for like the thumbnail, right? Let me do the face now. Done. I think I should just turn off my YouTube page or just leave it there and just post videos without having to put my face in it, because this is work. Not work in the sense of boring or tedious. It's just I'm super attentive to my thoughts and my body right now. So my mind is moving faster than normal. I'm trying to calm my mind down and just record. And something I intend to be a 10-minute recording, like just talk for 10 minutes and cut off the camera. I feel I'm going to be here for 30 minutes, which I don't mind. At least that's good content, or that's content nonetheless. But I got to master this thing about myself, man. I really got to master this thing about myself. Anyway, so here we go.
You break the rules.
Look out! Finish him!
You become a hero. I do it, I become the enemy. It doesn't seem fair.
What? Full time?
Ever since they released this released the TV show of WandaVision, I was excited and looking forward to it based on the trailers. First time they released the trailers, I was looking forward to it because of, you know, the possibilities of her character, the stories they could tell, especially with Vision, what happened to Wanda after Endgame. Is it Endgame or Infinity War? No, it's Endgame. After that, speculations, you know, arise with anything and everything you're looking forward to, especially when it comes to movies. You're always speculating they might do this, might do that. And because I binge watch a lot of YouTube channels like Emergency Awesome, New Rockstar, was it New Rockstars? And what's the other guy? Jeremy Johns. And those guys are hardcore into their comics. So after watching some of those videos, and I don't mind watching any YouTube channels that speculate, because I do it myself with anything I'm looking forward to, based on the premise that's already given to us. So if it's a good show that I like, I'm thinking to myself, okay, based on the premise they've given to us so far, it could go this way, it could go that way. I'm a kind of guy that would watch some spoilers about certain movies, even though I'm still looking forward to watching movies. Or I don't mind when they say, oh, they've released leaks. Certain movies, I wouldn't mind leaks. And certain films, I'm like, nope, I'm avoiding anything after the second trailer. I'm avoiding anything after that. But with WandaVision, the potential for an awesome TV show was there. I was looking forward to that, but I forgot to remind myself, based on Marvel's history with spoiling certain things that could have gone better. Even though you've watched a few movies from Marvel, you could argue that some of them are good, but could have been done better. I already trashed Spider-Man 2 and 3, Tom Holland one. The first one was fine because it was introduction after it was this full movie after they introduced him in Civil War. I dislike the premise of Spider-Man 2 that led into Spider-Man 3 because of Mysterio. That character didn't feel like a very strong enough villain for me. He feels like a side villain character, not a main villain character. He shouldn't have been the main villain to hold the movie, or to carry the whole movie. And even his premise and storyline, nah. Because if Spider-Man 2 didn't happen, you have no need for Spider-Man 3. And then the question would arise, would the Multiverse of Madness still have occurred without Spider-Man 3? Because you've already introduced WandaVision, the show, and Wanda's state of being and her new powers. They introduced Loki with Kang. So those two TV shows, there's potential for improving what I feel they dropped the ball on. Now, the reason why I dislike this scene in the trailer, especially based on her dialogue,
It doesn't seem fair.
this woman kidnapped a whole town because she was grieving.
He shot you!
I don't know how Marvel or whoever sat down and penned the storyline and said, yeah, this is the way to go forward. Didn't make any sense to me. And then, based on her grief, subconsciously or unconsciously, she just grouped this town in a bubble that was even transforming the town based on her memories, her childhood memories of watching a particular TV show. I mean, you know, if you want to say creative writing, cool. The practical application of that didn't look right. Even when people were speculating again, you know, this could be how the mutants come into the Marvel universe. I didn't like that. I didn't like that this one entity, this one being, because she was pissed off and grieving and sad and upset and angry and all types of, you know, emotions in her system, because she has this much power. She was able to then create this field that captured a whole town against that's kidnapping. She practically kidnapped a whole town.
Damn, son.
Because she's grieving.
It doesn't seem fair.
And then some people are comparing her to like Winter Soldier. She's kind of what?
Jesus is Lord.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't see her as a anti anything. She, you know, because of what she went through with Stark in Age of Ultron, she and her brother were on Ultron's side. But when she found out what Ultron really had in mind, she switched sides. The premise that she's become the Scarlet Witch now, well, officially, if that was the original reason or original story that they were gonna story path she was gonna follow, that's fine with me. It's how she got there. It doesn't feel earned. It doesn't feel like, oh my god, I can't wait to see what she's going to do with these new powers. I'm just looking at her like you're an inconvenience. I thought she was even trapped in that TV show Fake Land World thing, only to figure out it was her doing it to herself unconsciously. And then when Agatha came along, I thought Agatha was part of the whole ploy with the outside power controlling. Then don't even get me started on Quicksilver. Oh my goodness.
He shock you.
Wow. And some people find that amazingly funny. When people write these things, they're tickled. They're like, yes, the audience, oh my, they're gonna love it. No. No, unless you're just doing it to piss people off. You can imagine people who wrote who wrote the show were excited to release it. I don't know if Feige watched the whole thing and thought it was shit, but you know, I had to show face and say, hey, it's gonna be awesome. After watching the show, you can sit down and really look at the things that they did wrong and rewrite it, and you could have had a better show. You could even pick out certain things that worked in the show and then add other things to improve on the things that worked in the show in the first place. The whole mutants thing coming into the world, I'd have preferred that, or I thought it would have been something they introduced through Thanos' snapping. Especially the fact that he snapped. Did he snap it twice? He snapped his gauntlets twice. And then when Banner snapped and then Tony snapped. So that's like what, 3 snaps? Technically it's 4, right? Anyway, I was expecting that it was the snap that would have broken some barrier in the time-space continuum that would have affected every living thing on Earth, because it was such a new energy ever since the Big Bang, and such a unique energy that would have caused DNAs to get disrupted, and then mutant genes that would have been a very simple, easy explanation. But Wanda, because of her Scarlet Witch powers, put a dome over her town, and then when Monica Rambeau went inside it, she became Photon.
It was at this moment that he knew.
How do you explain how is Wanda tapping from a different dimension to use her powers, or is she expressing an inborn power? And if so, then how is she able? How are you? Because you're not explaining these people's powers, you're just throwing in new things out of nowhere. How is she able to create a dome that affects someone's genetic makeup completely and then gives this person random powers? So that means everybody who walks through this field has some form of mutant powers. It's strange, man. No pun intended. I hope they don't do my man further injustice like they did in Spider-Man 3. This whole hype of Strange being the one to become the Sorcerer Supreme, it was weirdly undone. I don't even know who voted, because Strange wasn't around after Endgame. And then when he came back, he was already demoted. So no, Strange wasn't around till Endgame occurred. So when he came back during Endgame, I'm assuming that Wong was already made Sorcerer Supreme. So who sat down collectively, despite half of the population, saying, yeah, since Strange is gone, you're a new Sorcerer Supreme. I didn't even know it was a title you just pass on to the next person in the vicinity. Because from my understanding and memory, it felt like Strange was destined to become Sorcerer Supreme.
Strange is meant to be the best of us.
Based on the first movie, which I absolutely love, by the way. His story, it's the same way I respect and appreciate how they use the Time Stone when he was doing his Nam-Yo Ring-Yo thing. And I just feel it's a very cool, unique way to use the stone. I don't know if someone spoke to him in his ears. He never told Tony or anyone else, oh, there was a voice in my head that said you should use the stone to find out how many times you defeat this guy. Because again, he could have used the stone the same way. He could use the stone against Thanos the same way he used it against Dormammu. But the way I'm putting myself in his shoes, the way he fought or the way Ebony Maw kicked his ass, kind of kicked his ass. No, he definitely kicked his ass. The way Ebony Maw kicked his ass, if I was in his shoes, after that ass whooping, and then Tony and Spider-Man having to save me, I'd be like, no, you know what? That was just his underling. So imagine facing Thanos himself. Nah, let me just Namyo, Ringekyo, figure out how many times we beat this guy. That was just a cool little thing that I feel, I don't know how many other human beings, other people would have used the stone the same way Strange used it. I just like that little nugget that he said, you know what, let's just write into the story that Strange does this. And with the way they've written his character arc so far, I just hope they don't do him dirty in this next movie, in his own second movie coming out. How they depicted him in Spider-Man 3, I dislike it. The scene with Peter and him talking. You're not even the adult and a teenager. You're the guy that casts spells. Some people don't even believe in magic. And you're not casting a spell based on something you created. It's a spell that existed before you. A character like that would never, you're dealing with something you did not create. You're using energy you didn't tangibly create this energy and say, this is my spell. Because eventually I assume you're going to push the character. They have to push Strange to become in a position where he creates his own spells. He creates his own magic. It's almost like you're learning from different authors and you start to write your own books. That's the whole point of, well, I would assume that's something they would do with his character. So whether it's Peter Parker, a teenager, or a grown man or woman who comes to someone on paper, based on his knowledge and his experience so far, I'm not here to listen to anyone say it's arrogance. I saved the world. Nah, I'm sorry, that doesn't work. If you put common sense in that scene, there will be no need to say the multiverse got broken because of what Strange did. It doesn't make it. And Peter talking during a spell, you're a spellcaster. You're a spellcaster. This child or teenagers come to you, you give this dude the rules. Let's sit down. You want to do this thing? What are the pros and cons? Even if Peter doesn't ask, oh, so what could go wrong? I'll tell you what could go wrong. So that way you're prepared. Now give me the parameters of your spell. Again, if Peter doesn't ask as a teenager, because again, he's a teenager, so he's not thinking straight. Fine. I'm the guy who casts the spells. I'm the guy who knows of the pros and cons of certain spells or every spell. So you tell the child or the teenager, this is what could happen. This is what might happen. If you're ready for it, let's go. Plus, for the love of Zeus and Ra, just shut up. No talking during spell casting. You even do a dummy spell to see who's going to talk. No talking during spell casting. No phones, nothing. In fact, cast a spell, put a spell in his lips to shut him up. And your movie's done. There's no, you spoke too much during the spell, so therefore other people came. It's such a very weak writing. That's why I dislike the movie. Nostalgic elements in the movie. Yeah, of course, it doesn't love that. But I'm saying for the foundation of your movie to work, for me to say, I accept the rules and structures you've given me so far based on the foundation of your movie, then I'm watching the whole thing as a package. No. Because your foundation is so flawed. I'm surprised Peter didn't even ask him to create an illusion spell to make Spider-Man swing around in town while Peter was in school. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they didn't even do that. And the fact that they had the scrolls at the end of Spider-Man 2 changing their form, one of those two dudes couldn't. So you mean the Talos couldn't morph to look like Spider-Man and save Peter Parker? So even this dude said Peter Parker is Spider-Man, all he has to do is morph as Spider-Man. Spider-Man comes up and say, no, he's not. I'm Spider-Man. That's Peter Parker. Have Talos morph. What was so important that right at the end, because they didn't show Talos get into a spaceship and then leaving Earth's atmosphere. And if that's the case, you're telling me there's no other scrolls on Earth that Fury could have said, yo, this dude just outed Parker's identity, which is not really a problem because everyone knows Tony Stark is Iron Man, but he's a teenager and it could affect him. Can you just morph into, can you do your thing, look like Spider-Man? Don't do the swinging thing. Go to school just in case you can't replicate the web thing, right? I don't know how far their morphing thing goes. Do they replicate every anatomy? If he looks like Iron Man, can he fly like Iron Man does? I don't know if they can replicate metal or armament or whatever. In fact, look like Peter Parker and then have Peter wear the Spider-Man suit. Yeah. Or have Talos look like Peter, put on the Spider-Man suit, come to Peter's school and say, yeah, this guy, random guy that came out from nowhere and said he was in the multiverse, just quote unquote expose Peter Parker as Spider-Man. Nope. I'm Spider-Man. Yes, Peter Parker in school. Everybody cool? You accept it? Move on. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the movie for sure. I was excited before, but I put my expectations down because Marvel these days, I feel personally for me, Marvel has been screwing the pooch ever since WandaVision and Loki. It's a non-existent movie for me. Movie doesn't even, it's just 2 and 3. Wow. I feel 1 is the best one for me, and Spider-Man's inclusion in other Marvel movies so far. I don't know what they're gonna do from here on in, but I'm glad they're taking a break. But yeah, certain parts of the trailer, the new characters they've introduced, America Chavez, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, America Chavez. I'm looking forward to her character. Any other new inclusions? I heard Patrick Stewart's voice as Xavier. I don't know how they're gonna explain that, but I hope they don't use that stupid nonsense that Wanda was the one that created mutants. I'm not, doesn't mean I'm gonna lose my hair over it, but it's just again, I don't like weak, shitty writing. You could have done so much better. I still feel the inclusion of mutants should have been through the snap, especially the multiple times they snapped on Earth, because like they said in the movie, no other energy surge since the Big Bang has occurred like that. But twice, because Hulk snapped to bring everyone back, and then Tony snapped to get rid of Thanos' forces. So that's 2 energy waves. If anything, 3. The first time Earth experienced it when Thanos snapped. Second time 5 years after when Banner does it, and then Tony to do it to get rid of Thanos' crew. So that could have been an easy explanation. You know, especially the fact that Hulk snapped and Tony snapped in the same, you could say the same day. The same day. That's an easy way to say, yo, that wave was so strong twice in one day. That messed up everybody's frequency, or a random number of people's frequency, because the whole mutant thing it's like a slumbering gene, right? It just activates whenever it activates, and that's smooth writing. But this one chick,
It doesn't seem fair.
nah. This one lady, no, you don't get to have the power to alter people's genes on such a scale, because then how would you explain every other person's mutant powers? If Photon got her powers through that way, then how do you explain everyone else getting their powers? Cyclops' eyes, Wolverine's genes, because one person? Nah. No, I'm not buying that for nothing. I'm gonna watch the movie, of course, but I'm still gonna shit on it. You're not gonna give me a shit movie and expect me to just swallow it up like that. No way. I do hope that it's a badass movie. So yeah, that's my, rant. I was gonna say review of the Doctor Strange trailer, but rant. They gotta kill one Strange. You gotta kill one Strange. Since they showed multiple versions of Strange, you gotta kill one. It'd be, what if they kill our Strange and then we get a different Doctor Strange from a different multiverse? But then how are you gonna write him? More of a douchebag than Tony? Because he started off douchebaggy, but he's not, not a main, not straight up a douchebag. He's got douchebag qualities, but he's still a nice guy to an extent. But if you kill him off, what if they kill off Wong? Ooh, that's a, what if they kill off, that's a good one. Yeah. That'd be good. But I'm looking forward to the inclusion of new characters for sure. I don't know what's his name? Mordor? That name keeps reminding me of Lord of the Rings. Mordor. I can't remember his name. I should have remembered his name before I even recorded this video. That's what I mean when it comes to recording these videos. It's like you gotta have a script in front of you or a list of things so you don't forget. Damn. But anyway, trial and error. We get there eventually. And let me know down in the comments. I cannot believe I'm now the guy who's saying that on camera, even though I watch that almost every day. Let me know in the comment section what you think about. That is so weird. It's different when I'm watching it, but when I'm the one saying it, it's almost like saying, no, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I don't feel comfortable saying that, to be honest. I just feel if you're going to, you're going to. If not, then you won't. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening if I ever put this in podcast format. And yeah, I'm going to say it again. Let me know what you think about Spider-Man 2, 3, Doctor Strange as a character on his own. And are you looking forward to the Multiverse of Madness movie? And if so, why? What are you looking forward to in the movie? Let a brother know. I just did a comment below section in a video. You guys have no idea how creepy that is. It's weird. It just feels strange because I'm normally the guy who watches it and then maybe comments below. It doesn't comment if I don't have anything to add to the comment section. But I'm now the guy saying it? So is this like an official YouTube? Okay, that felt very weird. You have no idea. So I've been your one and only host, the Cosmic Jedi, signing out.
It looks something like this.
Thank you for watching. Thank you. God damn, that's gonna be bloopers, man. I should just cut it there. So this is life? This is life. Wow. I think I'm an introverted extrovert. Yes. Definitely for sure introvert, but I feel after a while I flower and, you know, I come out of I'm like, yeah, I'm more comfortable and relaxing. Here we go, start doing dances on camera. Okay, let me cut it off because I'm done.